Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Phil from Zade Comics. Thanks for being here. We are here, what is it, Tuesday? It's 3:30 Central Time in the afternoon. I appreciate everybody in the chat here. I tweeted this out, so go over on Twitter, let the people know that we're going to be streaming for probably around 50 minutes because it is another episode of Sketch and Shill with Tommy and Phill. If you guys haven't seen the previous streams we've done, let me welcome the kid, Tommy Patterson. What's up, brother?
Oh my! Today's going to be a test. Drawing
Yeah,
all day. We got up at 6. Streamed this morning.
really?
So,
You're an early riser.
yeah, I'm back on the schedule I had at the end of the year last year.
Damn.
I'm trying for quadruple firepower, like learning Blender, doing a morning stream, drawing like 7 hours or whatever.
Yeah, man of many talents. If you guys don't know Tommy, he's an amazing illustrator. I met him through John Malin. Tommy is drawing the Graveyard Shift supplemental story that I wrote, the Brahms story, 48 pages. You guys could get that on the campaign for Graveyard Shift right now. It's a few days left on that. And that whole story, Tommy, is basically done now. I think they're just going over the final letters for that. And it's looking kick-ass, man. The colors, everything about that.
Very happy with it. Yeah, it looks really good.
It's going to knock some socks off. But let's see. We got Nefarious was the first one here. What's up? Bullet Ninja, as always. Pastmaster Dan says, Von Klaus rules. Yes, we'll bring him in a second. We got Keenma in the chat. Rand. Sumo Thori, as always. General Piggy, my man. Yeah, let's get on with the show today. We're talking about a highly anticipated comic that is coming out of CG that we've all been seeing concept art for the last year. When he shipped out his previous Monster MD, which is a huge hit, he put a kick-ass promo in there with this character and has been planting the seeds along the way until now. It is live on Indiegogo. You guys can check out the link in the description below. The creator, writer of Terror in the Trenches, Von Klaus.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Oh, man. Yeah, we're very busy over here in the Von Kingdom, man. We're running campaigns. We're going on shows. I'm having a great time, though, man. I've been waiting to come on with you, so excited.
Yeah, of course, man. No, I love this character. I love what you've done with this character because as some people may know out in the chat and online, Black Terror has been around for a really long time, and you've taken him, bumped him up to 11, made him your own very much if you were a fan of Monster MD and Von's writing style. Then you could see, Von in the character and what he's doing with his story, and you get that glimpse of your style with him. And I'm excited about it, man. I love the pulpy feel, and you're even taking that even further, getting that kind of war feel in there, the terror of everything. And I mean, it's in the title of the book. So how did you kind of get into this character and be like, okay, this is something that I want to improve upon. I want to depict this character how he should be depicted.
Oh, man, it was such a it's such a simple story. A story of a young man full of spite who wanted to make his version of Terror because he didn't like what he was seeing on the shelves these days. But it was a little more. What happened was some people were talking about possibly hiring me to write a Terror story, so my gears started turning. What would I do to make him cool, you know?
Yeah.
But it was also like I saw so much untapped coolness in him. So I was like, man, if I could do a superhero, this is the one I would want to do. This guy is just ripe with, like, he's got a mad scientist edge meets, like evil, bad or good guy superhero. He's got a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing going on. He's got a dark side of heroes meets, fighting off Nazis in World War II. It was like everything I like in heroes, man. So I was like, okay, this is way too much potential. So it started off out of spite and love, both, really, because I was mad at what I was seeing, like the way they kind of were treating him. Wasn't very serious. It wasn't like it was like they almost didn't like the character. But I loved him so much. I was like, I'm gonna let people know what he really could be like, you know?
Yeah, right. And the cool thing is too is Terror kind of fits in with those pulpy characters like the Shadow, the Spider, but he was originally from the comics. He never really was published as a prose pulp story character. Started in the comics and was more of that, crime busting superhero type, as you can see here. Very old style.
From what I've heard from the fans of the old Terror, he was the guy you went to when you just wanted to see someone machine gun down the Nazis.
Yeah,
just blowing them away.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, just gutted agent. Like he was one of the original tight, dark, killer types that people loved. But he's saving kids and puppies,
saving some kids and dogs. But look at this, and he's got a sidekick, of course. These depictions are not racist at all.
Oh, of course not. As racially sensitive as it gets. If you scroll up a bit, I saw a cover with him flying feet first into the back of an airplane. It's a red airplane right there. Yeah,
this one.
I had forgotten this happened. Like he's going through that plane feet first, and that's what happens in my book too. Like my Terror goes like right through a plane with his feet.
That's awesome.
And it's pretty cool.
So over the decades, he's been revamped. Of course, probably most notably, they did. Dan Brereton did a really cool comic, fully painted like he usually does.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Dynamite always wants to get these public domain characters because they don't have to pay anyone for them. So he's been lucky enough to be illustrated by Alex Ross a bunch because they love using him. And Alex loves these old Golden Age characters.
Yeah. It shows, too, yeah. I looked at Alex's stuff a lot when I was researching for Terror in the Trenches. Yeah, I looked at this one, and I was like, see... Ooh, they think he's like a ghost pirate,
Yeah, I like the jacket. Cool.
He looks cool. You can't deny. Like Alex Ross made him cool, but as my buddy Carlo Rose said, Vaughn, you made him cooler.
Right. So, yeah.
At least I like to think so.
So let's take a look at that, man. This is like you said, Bruce and Tim turned up to 11 basically.
This is correct.
Monica crazy ass art, so cool, hyper violence, and really bringing that terror aspect to them. So, where does this story pick up, and how do you kind of introduce this character to a new audience that may not have known about Black Terror?
Well, it's real classic return to a hero of World War II. Who has left that life behind and is now a humble pharmacist to a New York neighborhood, kind of the caretaker of his hood. And he did some messed up things in the past. And in this story, about 30 years after the war in 1975, that past comes back to haunt him in a way that he never could have seen coming. Super Nazis detonate his entire hood, turn it into a crater. This entire book, for the most part, takes place in a battlefield of just ashes and within flashbacks of World War II stuff, with Terror telling you the story there and how, kind of like how all this happened. So it's an intertwining of a very haunted hero in a battleground of ashes, dealing with his past and his present at the same time, Yeah.
Look at this, man. I mean, and you can see the backdrop, even if this is in the past or the present, just that backdrop of ash everywhere, and that glow that you get when light is hitting smoke particulates, really cool illumination. He's getting stabbed. He's cutting someone's head off with his mouth. Nice.
It's just another day in the trenches for Black Terror. The thing is like, one of the ideas I had, it was an idea where I didn't have a superhero attached. It was so simple and just almost boring, but that's what I liked about it. Like, what if a hero was forced to move through the trenches of his old neighborhood to take on, the bad guys after they blow everything up, and then he's forced to kind of deal with his past time in the trenches, and like the things that happened there. That's it. It was just a simple like, what if, because imagine walking through the trenches of your own neighborhoods. Like, there's a horror to that I found striking. So that idea just became another, like, seed of an idea just waiting. And when I realized I wanted to make Black Terror cool, his story and his character interlocked with that idea so well, it just started this script called Terror in the Trenches. So it's one of those things I made for joy, because I was just up late at night making it out of the fun of it. I wasn't planning on a campaign anytime soon.
Yeah.
And but it just became such a great script. And as you can see, the designs came out great. Monica's art has just been the best. She's just she brought it full, like she said she would, for this project. And yeah, I mean, the character designs got people. That's how I work too, Phil. Like, I show you guys like character designs and I see reactions and I'm like, should this be my next project, because I'm going to be married to this chick for a while. That's what this is. You're like committed.
No, for sure. I remember some previous projects you were throwing around ideas, stuff like that. Remember that was it God Gun, which is a really cool one you were showing, and you were doing the same thing, showing off concepts, talking about it here and there, kind of gauging the audience reception. And then this popped out of nowhere. I remember you talking about that. So yeah, no, I think everybody's really excited about this.
I've never sat down and just wrote 206 pages like of comic, and then been like, what did I just make? This is awesome. So yeah, this was awesome. And I think the character Black Terror deserves to be a contender on the shelves and just throw down with anybody. He's so cool.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing a lot of public domain, kind of older style
revival.
Heroes.
Yeah,
a lot in CG come back. So you got Terror. Mark Polton just launched Black Owl, which is another one of those characters that I was not familiar with. But he's made him look much cooler than he ever did. Fowler's doing kind of the sidekicks of these Golden Age characters, which is cool.
I got to write for that.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to see that illustrated.
Oh my God, dude. The art came in for it.
Really?
Oh my God.
I gotta
so good, Phil.
Like, hey,
Phil. Yeah. I'll ask Matt if you could see, if he's cool, But like, you have to see it.
I can't wait. Is it in that same Dropbox? I already have access to it, so maybe I'll.
Yeah, I think it is now. Check it out.
Cool. Check it out. Guys, if you love Von's stuff he's putting out here, the stuff he's doing with Kid Terror is super fun. He's a little asshole.
Mischievous little thug.
I like his name.
Yeah, Kid Terror, yeah.
It just suits him.
Yeah, and he's got like a 3-dimensional staff too. Oh, it's going to be so cool.
I was giving him switchblades myself in my script. He's like the little version of Terror. Instead of trench knives, he's got switchblades.
Yeah.
Speaking of trench knives, there's a bunch of knives and a map in his lair.
There's all the knives here stuck into the wall there. Yeah, the one thing that this book really capitalizes on, Monica's really, and you are setting that atmosphere. And I've heard other people say it when you look at these kind of just static images. Lots of rooms for narration, but also just works by itself, where it just sets the mood. And this scene here with the chair and all the gas canisters is like, oh, something's coming. This is like a build up to an event, and I'm sure this is the sequential stuff that we're seeing here. Setting his backstory, atmosphere for the world, and who Terror really is. And then everyone's favorite page here when he's gassing up.
Yeah, everyone loves that.
Looks good enough that it's like a little bit intimidating to draw it, because it's, what I've seen is like really, really good. Yeah, it's crazy, and it's like this stuff was never in the old comics of the Black Terror, right?
No. Yeah. No, not really. So in the old comics, he has these formic ethers that he invented to help pep people up, like some 1930s reason, and it gave him his powers. No big deal. Well, with this, I was like, first of all, I was like, that's weird because then you could just give those to everyone, and then everyone could be super on the planet. And then I was like, no way, this has got to be a toxic gas that miraculously gave him powers. But if other people inhale it, they're dying, like sight unseen. But then I thought we got to make him more like I you know how I love horror. Everyone knows my Monster MD like love for horror and all that stuff. I had to make him more horror to live up to the name Black Terror. So when he inhales this gas, it makes him strong. It makes him durable. But it also makes him emit fear toxin, which absolutely makes you see him as what you fear most. So it's when he breathes out, it's like one of those byproduct things. He emits fear toxin. So in a way, he himself is poisonous and toxic, you know. And then suddenly the Skull and Crossbones isn't about pirate stuff, man. It's more about good old toxic masculinity.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see that firsthand right here. And I love, how you guys are depicting this with the reality and then what the enemy is seeing right here with the big skull. And then right here too. And this is, he's unstabbable now. He's durable when he's that stuff flowing through his body. Yep. And then what the Nazi soldier seeing, which is
Golem
creepy,
reaching in.
So cool.
Sometimes I'll give Monica like free reign on like the monster, the horror of it.
For sure. I mean, that's a great part.
Stuff. Yeah.
The collaboration where it's like, just have fun with it. Come up with something freaky and
other
scary.
times, it's very much one of the cool things I play with in this book is different people's different fears and how they react to them. Like it could be you'll be surprised what they're afraid of. Other times you won't be. Other times they won't be that afraid of it. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I know you well. You're my worst fear." Other times they run and freak out. Other times they're in shock. Other times they just unleash their powers or attack right away because it's fight or flight. So I explore all of that throughout the story. It's pretty cool. It's kind of interesting when you get to see how it affects his life at home.
For sure. Now, I have a question. I was wondering, are we in this story? Maybe in the sequel, because I know you're doing 3 books with this. Are we going to get to see what Terror's biggest fear is?
Yeah.
Very good. I think that's perfect.
It works. Yeah. That was kind of part of the fun of this too, Phil. I'm sure you can understand as a writer, like all the tropes I got to embrace doing this.
Yeah.
All the classic stuff. It's just been too fun. And it just, when it works, I say, just go with it, like, of course he's a dark avenging hero who's on the verge of becoming a villain and losing his mind. Of course he's haunted by his past. Like those are classic, but like, they're so perfect for this character and story. I just think people are going to love it.
That's awesome. Now, is this like a back from retirement story too?
Yeah, it's got that trope because it's like, I exchanged the black coat for a white one and then I had to come back,
Very cool.
Yeah, I loved making him a pharmacist that is not an idiot. Like when I read about him in other versions of Terror, they made it seem kind of lame that he was a pharmacist. And I was like, wait a minute, you can, he's more than that. He invented his superpower gas. Like this guy's a mad scientist. Let's play on that. Like I love the Frankenstein monster stuff, or I guess Dr. Jekyll, I guess I should call it.
Sure.
And when he ODs on it, he can he can black out, and then friend and foe alike are mincemeat. He'll cut you up. So like he's pretty dangerous, man. Like he creeps out the other heroes.
Yeah. So cool.
I like about him.
I love this. Let's see. We got Pops in the chat. What's up, Pops? Thanks for heading in. Yeah, Admiral Wackass is here too. And I wanted to check in. Of course, this is we got Tommy on stream here, so he is doing a
Tommy, you're gonna kill it. Look at this
sketch of Terror right now. Look at that. It's a great pose.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
I love the dynamic poses you've been coming up with, Tommy.
I try.
Looking like a badass. He's got his knives there, trench knives. Those things are big too, right?
Yeah, I'm debating going with watercolor and like maybe doing like he's coming up out of his mist and it's like dissolving, but that might take more time than we got. I don't know.
Nice.
Can the kid do it? Yeah, that's another thing I love about what you've done with this character, Vaughn, is the toxin, the gas, is an art within itself. What the things that you're doing with them. And I always, I'm a huge fan of statues. I have a big statue collector. Like this character, a statue of this character, the base could just be all the green smoke. Just have that
100%.
being around him. That would be so cool. But
it adds such a great creep factor to it, but at the same time, it's such a metaphoric reminder for the fact that what gives him his power is also like a curse. Like it messes with his life. It poisons his mind and his body. It makes him, how do you have a family if you're gonna like be near your kids and they're gonna see you as what they fear most? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's there's a lot of things I explore, but it's not heavy-handed on that. That's always just like your little flashback moment, and then as the story moves forward. In fact, some of those flashbacks are happening straight up in the middle of like brutal fights and stuff in this book. Well, maybe not in this first book as much, but like in the second book, oh my god, yeah.
I like playing with that in comics. It's a simple way to get character across your audience. And also, you can make it very cinematic. And especially what I like to do is kind of mirroring the present with that flashback. Something that comes in handy when you're doing, making it more interesting than just a flashback.
Always, it has to add. It has to, like, I think in this, you'll see me in the first book jump between World War II and the 70s, like really flew, like kind of quick, actually, like because the story from the past is going to at some point interlock with the story of the present, and he's able to put it together. Like, these are the people from my past that I've run into before. This is not good. This is personal, is basically what it's going on. So.
Sure. Let's see. Ann in the chat says, I like how Tommy came up with the post so quickly. Yeah, I actually got an email. Well, I was emailing some backers last night because I'm getting ready to print the shirts for our campaign. And one of them said that they really liking these streams with Tommy on here with him drawing the characters. They love and see that.
It's just awesome.
It's my way of like kind of trying to work my way into the community and like give back to it a little bit.
Hell yeah, everybody's digging
That's
it.
Great.
Getting some good views on here.
Yeah,
all right, let's see.
Draw the people's character, give it to them for free.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, dang, that's freaking awesome.
And check this out.
Lady
Another
Satan.
character, Lady Satan.
Oh, hello. Another golden ager that I had to do. She was perfect, man. She's a very vengeful character back in the 30s. She, her husband was killed by Nazis, so she came at them with guns and knives and just killed them. When they captured her, she ended up being like, screw you, and killing herself. Like, you're never going to get me. And then she became, right here, you're seeing her as they reimagined her more as a mystic with magical abilities. So she used to be guns. And then they made her magic. And I've been wanting to do a gun witch style character in my head for a while. Like, I keep having this idea of a gun witch who can use both magic and blazing guns to just decimate foes. And I looked at Lady Satan with the hood and the little domino mask, and I was like, I can make her a cool little Scarlet Witch, gun witch, badass, like ninja character. And I did. She's awesome.
Yeah, going from this, very basic cape, hood, domino mask to this is and this was, you didn't even launch with this image on here. I think it was like day 2 or 3 you put this up, and it's like, holy, this page is awesome. And that's something that I'm really excited about for this book. Going from reading your work on Monster MD and then seeing all of these preview images here, I feel like you're really falling in love with the splash page. And
yes,
I love writing that way, setting up those big splash pages on the page turn. And I could really tell just from all the images you're putting up here that you're really handling that very well. Love that stuff.
Well, thanks, man. I think this script itself made me fall in love with the splash page, like back when I wrote it. So ever since then, I think I've been better at with all my scripts at like laying in these great splash pages that kind of surprise you. Art T Bear was telling me he noticed that I've been like breaking the rules, and I'll do a splash page followed by like another splash page and just like mess. And I like doing that. I like shaking you up and just like I love giving the artist room to just like kill it and do their thing and do something bold, you know. Yeah, but this script, you are 100% right. Like, you're watching me fall in love with splash pages in this story for sure.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and that's probably when I was doing Magic Cop 2, I really got in the hang of that, where it's like doing that setup and then the big moments. It's just so fun, and as a reader, it's really gives you a ride to be on. You know, really fun. And, you know, kind of leading that in with maybe narrations that end with an ellipses, so it makes you turn that page.
That's a good technique.
So fun.
It works. It really works. Yeah, you start to realize comics is its own craft that is different than everything else. The more you fall in love with it and all the little things you can do that that other things can't do. You can even break the 180-degree rule in comics. You can't do that in film, you know?
Frank Miller was talking about that. He's like, when he got into comics, he wanted to make it more like movies, but the longer he's been in, the he wants to make it less like movies.
Let it be comics. Let it be comics, please. Screw movies.
Let
movies be movies.
For real.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, these were the character designs that kind of like, you know, launched the excitement for a lot of, you know, people. I knew this book could sell if it had the right cast, and I also knew I had to present that cast in this really cool way. So Monica and I worked together to design character designs that are like, whoa, you know what I mean? So that's why
with Lady Satan here, just her little bio thing and the different scene. Like, I just want to rip this off for every book that I do. You know, just do like, hey, here's our characters, and this
you should, because then you can.
Would be perfect trading cards too. Like, even if you wanted to take this as a print or trading card, it just explains everything. So cool.
That was my justification. I mean, I spent money on these to get them this awesome, but you can make them into cool cards or prints later that people will love, you know? So, it was such a fun way to showcase that these characters are more than just someone who looks cool, that they have all these cool things going on, you know?
Yeah. And the quotes too, I think I actually took that. And for one of our newer trading cards, that is for the Lost Pages 2, I've already done a bio for the character on the Lost Pages 1 trading card, but let me see here. So we did a new jazz card for Crimstone, and then on the back, I did like a little quote she says from the first.
Oh, cool!
Book. So
that's awesome. So that, people like that.
Yeah,
killer, man.
Always influencing this stuff, you know. Guys, steal from your buddies.
It's called, here, I'll hold it up. I'll hold up the book you should read.
Steal Like an Artist. There we go.
Steal Like an Artist.
Get it on Amazon.
So you can read it in like a day, like a couple hours. It's easy. But when you see something that works, you should use it, right? That's what I think. Anyway. Yeah. So this is Detonetta. She was my excuse to do like Baroness from G.I. Joe as a sociopathic vinyl latex Nazi.
My favorite dude. She's got huge cans, so I'm a big fan.
She's a good one. She's very well endowed. And then we have Lockshot, our lovely mutated eye, scopes for eyes sniper girl with the awesome Russian sniper rifle from her mom. Her mom was a sniper back in the World War II days, and she was imprisoned by the Nazis and then ended up having her and raising her for a bit before dying. So she kind of took over.
Admiral Wackass wants to save Detonetta, I think. From being evil.
We'll see. No, I've definitely thought of stories for her where she could flip to the good.
She's such a babe, dude. Chub Bub in the chat says, too many books for me to keep up with. Definitely going to try to check this out. Yeah, definitely do. This is, how many pages is this?
78 for the first volume.
Good, thick book. You're going to get a full story, and I'm sure that leads into the next book, because you talked about this before. This is kind of a trilogy arc. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right, man. We're doing 3 books. They're all going to be around the 70, like what would I say, like early, like late, maybe 60 something pages, but it'll be like 68 to 70 pages or up to the 80 page range. I don't know the exact page counts of the other two right now, but this one's 78. I keep adding pages, so it's like maybe the other two might get a few more pages added to before it's through. All the characters you see here will make at least some kind of an appearance in the book. So of this first book, so you're not just like seeing characters for future books. You're going to see like a little hat tip to all of them, and then his fight with Lockshot is going to start in this first book too. So
kick ass. That's going to be
nasty.
Yeah. Let's see. Is Lockshot rocking an SVT 40?
Yep.
The rifle.
Yep. A Russian sniper rifle ahead of its time. Kick ass rifle.
Look at the bad guys here. These
gun nerd.
Cool, super cool. Yeah, gun nerds in the chat. We appreciate it.
So we got a classic Nazi doctor, like evil mad scientist for their leader, who wants to gas the world type guy, who wants power above all, and he sees himself as beyond. They don't really see themselves as National Socialists. They're not Nazis in their mind now. They've moved beyond that, So you'll get to learn about his, view of the world and the future of human evolution and stuff like that. And then we have my excuse to do Trapjaw in a book. Hell yeah. Sawback, the Nazi zombie construct, cyber zombie. So yeah, you're going to get to see him in book 2 more. But he still makes a brutal ass appearance in book 1. He really does. So
yeah, I mean, his belt
should have drawn that guy.
He's great.
Kick-ass belt here. He's rocking the skull, just like Tara, which is something kind of a theme going along with your characters here. And just the brutality of this final image is ridiculous because you look at this art style, very animated and digestible, for a wide range of audiences. And then
I ruin it.
and then you're cutting heads off and skewering faces. It turns it up to that heavy metal.
I mean, it's like no one bats an eye when they do that in manga in Japan, but when I do that here, everyone's like, "What are you?" Like it looks like Pixar, but like Texas Chainsaw Pixar. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like, isn't it like more fun that way? Like,
no, I think it gives the action and gore more weight to it.
Right.
Because it is like a destruction of something that's so almost innocent, at some points. Like you have the pharmacist in his lab coat, going about his everyday life. And then I'm sure the destruction of his town just brings more drama to the pages here.
Yeah,
really kick-ass.
It's the it's not just that, it's knowing that it's his fault. Like he brought these people came for him,
Yeah.
These people were kind of birthed by him in ways that we're going to find out about in the story. All right. This isn't just like I know like with the campaign I play it is like they're just back for revenge because it keeps it simple, it keeps it understandable, digestible for the audience. But when you get to the story, like there's so much more going on.
Sure.
And it's like so walking out into this hellish landscape that was his neighborhood, knowing it was his fault as he goes further and further, and keeps learning about all these elements of his past coming back to haunt him. It's like this. It's just such a great story about a hero going into like the darkness of his abyss and seeing if he can make it back up from the bottom. You know what I mean? That's really what I kind of went for with this. See if we can embrace the darkness in the end.
Are we gonna see the motorcycle on any of these?
Yes.
Right.
You are gonna see it, but I'm gonna be honest. It's the beginning and a good chunk of like book 3.
Yeah,
is him coming out with that cycle and just like. You get to see some action scenes on it that just blow minds. So
that's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be really cool.
And I mean, so much you could do with the terror gas and just adding the element of something like a motorcycle to it and how that would affect how people see them. that's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And as always, Vaughn, you're kind of a promo god here, you know, with all your videos, the little
Oh, thanks.
promo.
Can we discuss the elephant in the room?
What's that?
Vaughn's awesome radio voice.
Well, I've known about this for years.
Yeah.
New here, but yeah.
Thanks, man.
Vaughn's got the radio
awesome.
voice for sure. And if you didn't know, he does a lot of voiceovers for trailers and CG. So
I've loved doing voiceover work for people. And I would gladly do it for people now. If I know I'm kind of busy now, but like I'd still try to make time. I've done full trailers for Clint and people.
Yeah, those are If you guys are just tuning in, thank you for being here. We got 27 people in the chat, which is awesome. Hit that like, subscribe if you haven't. We are here with Vaughn, the Vonster, looking at the amazing Terror in the Trenches book, one of my new favorites. And we got the kid, Tommy Patterson, drawing up a badass Terror right here.
Yeah. Look at the gas coming out the sides. That's perfect. Yeah. See, we're reinventing him in a way that like people can instantly go, okay. Like, I get how this guy works. He's kind of like part classic superhero, part like motorcycle thug. Part I just love that. Have you ever held a trench knife or like a bayonet in your hand?
Bayonet, not a trench knife. Yeah.
Yeah, it's those things, man. They can be so long. They're like they're on their way to being a sword, man, a lot of the time. And I just thought, man, how cool would it be for Black Terror to be more? Because I was trying to, to get away from the pirate thing, right? I'm like, let's imagine him as a trench warrior. He's just this dark, like, and you look to the side, you see him coming, and it's just your worst nightmare, coming at you. This guy with knives in his hand and his mouth. He's got super strength, and he's just like going through like Wolverine on a bender, just like killing everybody, slicing everyone to pieces. So trench knives was just a must, but I also just think those knives look cool as hell. Like, I just love the look of them. It was perfect.
Hey, by the way, should I change the knives? Like, do I have them drawn right? Should they be thinner?
They have I think the thickness is probably fine, but you would want a stabbing style point instead of an edge like.
Here,
I got kind of a machete thing going.
Exactly.
They come to a point.
Right. Just a normal point,
Tommy,
really.
Like this.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty sick.
Yep.
Yeah, but the gas is coming out of his mouth too. Look at that. That's sick, man. And another thing that I love that we don't see anymore is that eye mask. They like that classic domino mask. Glad you kept that with them and Lady Satan.
Yeah. Well,
that's just so classic.
Umbrella Academy, like they did that too, and nobody said anything was wrong with it. Everybody loved it. It was a refreshing reminder of the classics. And so that's kind of how I felt like my Terror could pull that off too. Because I was like, man, Umbrella Academy did it. I can too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Just when you think, people wouldn't wear that in real life, but then you have furries. So people would wear anything. Anything's plausible.
It's all way too plausible.
There are furries. Past Master Dan in the chat says, more girth.
Girth it up.
Thick.
Evan Wacka says, my buddy has a trench knife with the spiked knuckles.
Cool. Nice. I thought about those for Terror, because he's brutal. But like, it's not that he wouldn't use those, but keeping it simple.
Sons of Liberty in the chat says, I got slashed across the forearm by a bayonet. Quite familiar with them.
Too familiar.
He's a time traveler is what's going
right.
on.
It's his thing.
They're very heavy, like lead. That's so cool. And what's up, American Comics Company? How you doing? Yeah. So let's get back to this because I wanted to show off this, which is really, really cool. You talk about this? The Terror file.
Man. We're gonna do, I think, 3 or 4. Yeah, I think we'll do one of these with every campaign, so you can get them all type thing, and you're gonna get high quality prints of the character designs Monica and I did that people love. And on the back, you're going to be able to flip it over and see like all those, like, I'm just going to add fun lore and like cool stories as if like the agents have been gathering info on them and you're looking at like top secret files on each of the characters. We'll talk about their powers and some of the cool things. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to have some cool stats and stuff. So yeah, you're going to enjoy having these, whether you like them just for the art or if you like them for the lore or both. I feel like these are awesome. And they come in this top secret Terra files folder that
That's
I
gonna
think
be awesome.
that's going to make your girlfriend think you're like up to no good working for the, you know, the man.
Yeah. And that, guys, this is stuff that people don't have to do. You know, we love the comics and that's why we're here, but Vaughn's going up above and beyond, writing all this extra stuff, doing kind of the graphic design here like he always does, kicking ass with that. So fun. Now, is this in an add-on or how could people get this?
Yeah, there's perks with it, and you can also add it on to a lot of the orders.
Awesome.
So yeah, and Ryan Ontero is actually helping with some of the graphic design. I just want to say too, to give him a shout out for helping out. He does great stuff.
People want a terror hat. You're talking about? I think
that'd be cool. Okay,
that'd be awesome.
Something to consider for the future.
Sons of Liberty says, search my name on YouTube. I do politics, drug policy, harm reduction show. The nerd/comic thing hasn't happened. There you go. Everybody check him out. Yeah, so that is going to be sick with the terror. And then you also have a double-sided poster, which...
Yeah. 14 by 22. So pretty big. It's gonna be nice. It'll be folded up and double-sided. So you get a Kelsey Shannon Lady Satan, and you get a Monica McCagney Lady Satan too. So lots of gun-heeled action and guns flying at you on both sides.
And some ass too. Some ass going on.
Dude, there's definitely some nice upshots like happening there. It's crazy.
I
didn't ask them for that. They both just did it.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
No, that's well, we know Kelsey is a fan. Did you check this out, Tommy? Lady Satan actually has a gun barrel on her heel of her shoe that she could blow people's faces off with.
Man, that's for people with a weird foot fetish there.
It's actually to tell them to back off.
Yeah.
Tarantino better watch out.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, of course, I had to grab one of these bad boys. A lot of people are doing the 3D printed object, you know, either statues, figures of their characters, and you're doing an actual, seemingly life size. You know how it would be
pretty close to 1-to-1.
Yeah, the terror vial.
It's like something that came right off his belt that holds his terror gas that gives him his powers. He'll have to pop it in battle. Let's say, you know, even with his durability, something really big and nasty hits him and actually hurts him.
Yeah.
He can pop one of these and heal himself up pretty quick. So yeah, these things are like holding one of these and it comes with a stand and everything. It's pretty sweet. It's close to as I could make it to like something right out of the world, man. It says it's got a little measurement on it. It says 200 milliliters of compressed gas. It's got a toxic symbol on the top. It's just awesome. And I made this with a Dead Sun Prime, who was great to 3D model it and print it for me.
It looks awesome. And just going back to a story aspect for these little canisters, Terror having to have them, it's a really good device that could allow you to come up with just different stories to put Terror in trouble. Like, what if he gets in trouble, he runs out of them, or someone takes him away from him? How is he going to cope with that by being just a guy without this ability, rather than it being some sort of something that's built into him and his genes that he can just activate at any time? You could really explore some cool storylines with this little gimmick here. So I dig that.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about this prop or whatever you want to call it, replica, because it is a big part of the storyline. Like when you're reading even just this first book, you're gonna look at it and go, "Oh my god!" Like, okay, like this one vial, you know what I mean, can lead to a lot of crazy shit. We'll just say that.
That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be awesome. And I think
there's more. There's more.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys thought it was over.
But wait, there's more.
You got the Terror shirt. Now, this is not just a regular shirt. It is glow in the dark. And are you going with crypto fashion with this as well? I didn't know they were able to do that. That's badass.
I bugged them. I just was like, "Can you guys do it?" And they were like, "Sure."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right." And they said it might up the cost a little, but not, blah blah blah. Anyway, so we just went for it, man. It's just too perfect with the glow of the Terror gas to have this. And I just, I've always wanted a skull and crossbones glow in the dark shirt since I was like 8. So
yeah, that's gonna be so cool. Yeah, I can't wait for mine. Evil will know terror again. You have a pulpy character, you need a badass tagline. You got the Shadow, and now you got a Terror with a kick-ass tagline. Great, simple shirts, and people who are going to ask about it, they're going to be like, "Hey, what band? What band is that from?"
I want that to happen to you when you wear my clothing.
Yeah,
I want people to think you're in an awesome band or like a vampire biker gang or something weird, so that people will be like, "What's up with you?" And then you can hopefully, meet the love of your life.
Where I'm from, we had a vampire cult where the kid went crazy and drove to Florida and smashed these old people's heads in.
what?
I know this case. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then one of the girls was in my art class later on, and it was like everybody was just whispering, like, "Oh,
it's the killer chick."
Yeah,
There's the vampire killer chick. What do you think
she drinks blood.
What do you think she's gonna draw, dude? Yeah, it was Phill. It was essentially like a true crime story you could look up pretty easy, because it's pretty high profile, and this young crazy kids on drugs being gothy vampires convinced a chick to go to Florida and I guess murder their grandparents or something horrible. Something awful. Yeah, it sucked, but yeah. I know that one.
Reminds me of Brian Christgau. Used to be in a vampire goth club in New York, I think.
Huh. I've heard about those vampire goth clubs in New York, man.
He talks
They're
about
real.
I don't think he killed anybody though. Hopefully not.
Well, you don't in those. There's the weirdos that are like, I'm an energy vampire, and they like pretend to get your energy. Well, those are real, actually. I've dealt with those people, but like they don't work. They don't work by going to clubs and going. They do it differently. But like there are people who really do drink blood. There was one who like ran for governor.
Those people are cooler than furries, though. I just want to say that. Look at this thing. This guy looks like a vampire.
Preston. Yeah, Preston Acevedo kills it again. This is such a fabulous image for Terror.
Dude, that is crazy good.
Yeah.
It's just... I mean, what can I say? It speaks for itself.
Yeah, it is amazing. Are you doing anything with this as like a print or something in the future?
I was thinking of a rare card, maybe, but it would be a great print. It would be a great print too. So yeah, it's still up in the air.
If you do a card, how it would be cool is if you had like because you could do like the spot glossing even on cards. You could do with Primo Print. Those green like demon skulls glossed would be really cool.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Let's print it on some metallic, some bear grasses, what they call it, the metallic paper. So
yeah,
everything printed on it looks metallic.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, I love those cards. Yeah, that would be sweet, especially with the 3-dimension of the bullet holes in his arms with the gas coming out.
That would be so cool. Let's see. Lloyd Burton is in the chat here. Come on, people, buy this so we can get the cool patch at 50K.
Yeah. I want that to be a staple, man, of all my campaigns. Like, we got to get people a cool patch. Got to.
So we got the sticker already.
Kick-ass
sticker, and that's what we're going for, the bomber patch, which I have my Monster MD patch still. And I mean, I'm sure you're going to the more campaigns you put out. There's that patch right there. It's a Monster MD patch. And then this one,
again,
Terror in the Trenches. That's awesome.
Pretty sweet. Yeah. It says Volume 1 on it. I want people to be able to look at a patch and know exactly what campaign it was from.
Oh, for sure.
That'd be kind of fun for the collectors out there.
let's see. Yeah, so let's go through. Actually, let me play the trailer, and then we'll check in with the kid, Tommy Patterson. Tommy, how are you? You're old, like you're 24 years old, right? You're the kid they call you.
I'm old as the F word.
Okay, appreciate it. Appreciate your centering yourself on this
Hey, you
gory.
got monetization, buddy.
Old AF. Here we go.
There it is.
Hello. That is a trailer. I got to tell you, man, like my campaign came up pretty good. I'm happy, but it all came together so last minute. It was terrifying. I was having strokes. I was freaking out. I ended up getting a lot of stuff like last minute from artists too. And then I was designing stuff like at I've never designed so much stuff so quickly and had it come out so good. I was happy, but damn, man, it's stressful stuff. That trailer was part of it, but it came out awesome.
No, I know how that is, dude. I was the night before my launch.
Was that made with After Effects? Sorry, Phil. Totally cut you off.
No, he did
actually.
CapCut.
Yeah,
With
CapCut. I was just
yeah.
another jerk on my phone. Just beep, 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 beep. I would be pulling the
that program's
panels.
crazy, dude. Everybody's getting these awesome looking trailers.
How is it free? Like
I don't know.
I shouldn't say that. They're probably gonna make it pay like right now.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah.
Tommy's buddy told me about CapCut, and I made those little quick ones, and you're like, oh yeah, it's CapCut, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna do a kick-ass trailer with that. It's so cool, and it's just so easy too. Like,
yeah, they make it so easy, and all I had to do was I used it for a lot of effects though, and then I did my own editing on my desktop because I had a few things I wanted to like add and like polish to make it perfect. But CapCut does like the bulk of it. It's just awesome. Really, people should use it. Everybody
definitely check it out.
See it. Yeah.
It's really cool. I was with the same with my trailer for the new book, The Lost Pages 2. I was up until 7 a.m. the day of the launch, editing it in Premiere. So
yeah, God, dude, you know what it's like. You know, you hustle that stuff. It's crazy.
You feel all acidic from being up so long and
yeah, I need a shower. Let's see here. Past Master Dead says, I see that and I think statue. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want. In the next few years, I want to see some statues of these characters, man.
We gotta make it happen. I really hope we can.
Let's see. Comics Legend in the chat has a question. Dumb question, but why not take everything about Black Terror and just create a new character that you would own the IP ?
I mean, it didn't feel right. Like I wanted to help Black Terror step out too and pay him some tribute for some reason. It just felt like he deserved it. Like I was, it wasn't about me and my work and what I wanted to do. It was about taking something that comics is overlooking and taking for granted, and then saying, "Look what you were missing out on. This is the coolest shit ever." like, this is what it's all about right here. And it was right. And you guys couldn't even appreciate it. Like, I think Todd McFarlane did stuff like that with characters people were starting to think weren't cool. And then he comes in and he's like, oh, but contraire, you know? So it was definitely like, I wanted to give Terror his due respect as a character, but I wanted to show the world what I could do at the same time. And it just came together in such a way that I was like, man, who needs an original character? Like, it's more, I liked the challenge of making a character that people don't think much of or even know of, and making him so damn cool that, you know, people are talking about him. People are interested.
Right. And it, you know, it comes down to the story too, where it's like, if you're a fan of this character, like I have a Lobo story that I've practically written. I have it super plotted out. It's Lobo, Etrigan, and Constantine. I'll probably never get to put it out, but people are like, oh, just do that with your own characters. But it doesn't work, you know, with a new character that I'm coming up with, because a lot of the personality traits and stuff, it's banking on kind of the history of the character and people knowing them. So, you know,
have you thought about using Blood Wolf?
No, because Blood Wolf is a stupid Rob Liefeld ripoff of Lobo. I would never touch anything that Rob's touched. But yeah, so I think that's a sufficient answer. Let's see. Genuine Comics is here. What's up, Dave Brink? Everybody check out Perfect 10, which is on Indiegogo right now. We're going to have him on soon. We get Tommy drawing some sexy babes on that one. It's going to be awesome.
That's true.
I haven't drawn a chick yet, have I?
No, you haven't.
Okay.
In your life.
Net is waiting. Phil, you've never it's true. You can't just I'm never going to get hired to write Wolverine, but I should, you know, but I can show them what I can do with Black Terror, you know?
Yeah.
And show them that you're missing out on, I don't know how cool this guy was all along. You just didn't know. We didn't know. I don't feel like they know what to do with him, you know? And it kind of, that frustration and that spite in me made me want to do this even more. There's that attitude of mine again.
Got Passion in the chat, says the piece is looking great, Tommy.
I'm going to scan it and we'll get a high-res version before we kick out of here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. Another question from Anna. How long did it take you to develop Black Terror, Vaughn?
Let's see. Let's see. I wrote it while Monster MD was crowdfunding, and it was before COVID and all that stuff. Let's see. That's such a good question because I don't keep track, and I'm not good with time and schedules and shit. So
it's got to be a while, because even before,
let's see,
I think Monster MD shipped, you were talking about it.
Right. And I was plotting out character designs of my own and stuff before I even got Monica fully signed on yet. So this was a long process of me developing behind the scenes since from 2019 on. It had to have been, right? Because I launched Monster MD and then I broke up with this chick right at the same time. And then I was in a dark place, feeling angsty late at night, and I was having fun instead of being all depressed about it. I was having fun writing Black Terror back then. So that's when it started. So, and I feel like it's still developing today. So 2019 now.
We got Dan Dahl in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Always great to have you in here. Let's see. Amarwaka says Phill has never touched Malin. Confirmed. It's true. I've never. Jay Dahl is in the chat. Sketch 51. What's up? The way DC is going, Lobo might be up for sale soon, Phil. Maybe. We'll see.
I definitely think it'll be the way of licensing them out. That's 100% the way it's going.
That'd be cool.
I think both Marvel and DC are going to end up that way.
Edward Wacka says, dude, I would love for Phill to take over Lobo. Still need to get some Lobo omnibus. Yeah, Lobo, if you're looking for Lobo reads, they have it's up on my shelf. It's like the complete Keith Giffen and Alan Grant Lobo, and it's got all of Bisley's stuff that he did in it. It's 2 volumes. It's good stuff.
You ever seen Trencher? Did you ever check out that book?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
some of the craziest art you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, it's so all right, let's do a quick refresh here. We started off on the stream 687 backers, 43,416. Do a little hit the F5 like Brock Lesnar does and refresh this bad boy. 690.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Appreciate
Wow.
you guys.
Kick ass, guys.
Thanks.
You guys are in the chat and you backed. Let us know
Awesome.
through your backer number up. But thank you guys for being a part of this campaign. This is kick ass.
Thank you, Phill, man. I really appreciate your support, man, and promoting this. I mean, it is not gonna let people down. You're gonna get high tea action. Oh, we got an image. Oh,
there it is.
Man, that's sweet. Look at him. This is the way he comes into battle, man. He's
so cool.
Ferocious. Dicks out, knives out, you know. Terragas files on the belt for when he needs them. And it's pretty scary, I imagine, him hunting you down in the shadows.
So cool.
I even mimicked the cartoony style a little bit on the face. I would want to draw like a Jim Lee style face.
Yeah.
Perfect, man. Let's see. Dan Lawless is in the chat. Brereton did great work on Black Terror, but I think the character needed more comic book style, which you've improved on.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. Oh, man, I love Dan Lawless and his art.
Good to see you, Dan.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think so. I think going back to the pulp roots and realizing this guy's not some piratey themed superhero. If he is, then why doesn't he ever say "shiver me timbers" or like come in on a ghost ship or like eat some fried shrimp or some shit? But no, instead he's like, no, we need to go to the root. I still went to the roots of where he really came from, which worked. World War II, trench warfare. Like, let's get brutal. I find trench stuff fascinating because it's so horrific to me too. And that just was perfect for the whole, let's make Black Terror even like live up to the name Terror. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That is awesome. Edweka says, this is the book I'm most hyped for, aside from Cash Grab, of course.
Thanks.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been an awesome stream and kick-ass Tommy Patton art there. We got some backers. Thank you guys for hanging out and enjoying the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed in the chat. Definitely hit that like. And tell your friends about this because Terror in the Trenches is going to be an awesome one coming out this year. And if you guys haven't yet heard the news for our book, The Lost Pages 2, the reprints of the first one are on their way to me. They've been printed. So I have a proof copy here. Let me show this. This is
oh, sweet.
Look at that reprint cover.
So pretty.
Yeah. Dan Dahl is in the chat right now who did this. He colored it. He drew it. He made all the characters look badass. Silhouette, Masquerade.
He colored it as well?
I look at that image, the more I like it.
Yeah, he colored it too.
Hey, he did great.
He wanted to do everything on it. You got Crimstone, Wildcard, the Hobo. Oh, I just love this. So if you guys got the featured tier, it comes with a poster, a fold-out 11x17 poster of this image just because I loved it so much. And this is going to be on the reprint. So if you guys haven't read the book, now's the time to jump on. Literally, we're one backer away from 500 backers. Believe that?
Hell yeah, dude. Skip them there. Come on, guys.
Check it out. So you guys, one of you guys could be the 500th backer. Let me do a refresh here because I don't think I refreshed it. We should be at $4.99. Just like Narzak, $4.99. There it is, $4.99.
$4.99.
So one backer left to get there before we start shipping out. The main books are taking a little longer because they have the gold foil on the cover of the Preston Acevedo cover. So that golden jaw is going to be gold foil. The letters on the logo are, but everything's coming together. All the ash cans are printed, and I just can't wait to get this out to you guys because this is much like Terror, the Dark Avengers story about the Silhouette. And can't wait for you guys to get this and let me know what you guys think because I just love making this stuff, man. It's gonna be so good.
Yes, it is. Oh, man.
Yeah, so until next time, I think we might have another. Let's see. Will the 500th backer get a magic cup? Drive a hard bargain there, Comics Legend. But we have the magic cups now up on our Zaid Comics website. Here's one right here. So check that out. And yeah, I think we might do another stream this week. I'll let Tommy know, but Tommy be here. Tommy, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
For drawing this kick ass.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Well, it's a really good looking book, so
yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
I can't wait to see what you do with the character in this book and going on in the future. And yeah, everybody share this out, let people know, and spread the word about these books. It's why we do it, so you guys can have some awesome entertainment and show all those guys out there that we can make books better than they can. So hit that like, share, and we will see you later with another video. Bye, everybody.
It's free real estate.
Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend, and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch!